Okay, it's going to work. All right, we're live.
Hi.
Hi, so this is Jeff Lichtenstein with Echo Fine Properties. We're going to present to you 3 virtual open houses today. So the first one that we're going to do is going to be in Delray Beach at a community called 7 Bridges. The next one is going to be in Jupiter Country Club with Sylvia Isaacs, and then Simeone's going to do the last one, which is going to be PGA National. Blake Tyson, Blake, wave for us, is also on with us and will help host. And then later in the program, we're going to have Kevin Rose on. Kevin is with a company called FBI, has nothing to do with James Comey or the real FBI. It stands for Federal Building Inspections. And right now everybody's at home and you're looking to do preventative maintenance, or if something happens, what do you do if you're trying to limit the amount of people in the home and what can be done outside? So Kevin's going to share a whole bunch of tips with us that will kind of keep us going for the next few months as we're in this position. So I'm going to first go to Suzanne. I'm going to go to Suzanne Slate, and we're going to talk about 7 Bridges. So Suzanne, first tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, how long you've been in real estate.
My background is engineering. Actually, I'm a computer engineer, but I have had my real estate license since I was 20-something years old. So it's been a long time. It's been a field that I love.
You worked years ago for Ross Perot. What was that like?
Wow. Well, that was like the biggest experience of my life. He actually changed my life. And I was recruited out of college to work for him for his company, EDS. He takes you right out of school, puts you into a grueling program down in Dallas where it's almost impossible to be able to graduate from. He only takes the best of the best. So, and then he puts you somewhere where you don't want to be. If you want to be close to home, he puts you far away. So he teaches you a lot of things when you grow up graduating from college, when you think you know everything.
Were you there that whole time when he was running for president?
I wasn't working for the company at the time, but I was behind him for sure. He was one of my favorites.
And then you do a lot of charity work too. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I've always done charity, whether it was when I was growing up in schools in my hometown, high school, college, but my love at this point is to the Kids Cancer Foundation, and I also love our Echo Fine Properties tug of war against cancer, because that's a specialty for me. I do things with Make-A-Wish and St. Jude's, so that's my passion.
So, Suzanne does all sorts of things. She's been doing we have a full-time photojournalist on our team. We do videos for all the homes that we do and the communities as well. But we also we're doing some free business videos, featuring local businesses. Suzanne did one last week for the delivery dude that was kind of fun and highlighted their business, for free that, we streamed also on Facebook and our local community, page. And I mean, but last week you also somebody needed some wipes, and you donated, 2 of your very valuable, wipes and ran it out to somebody. So just a terrific person. So Suzanne, tell us a little bit about 7 Bridges and in Delray Beach. It's a really unique community. It's almost like a country club community, but without being part of a country club.
Yeah, without the country club fees. It's actually, it's built by GL Homes. It was built as their premier luxury gated community. So it is the highest end of all their communities. There's 701 residences in there, from 2,500 square feet to over 8,000. The prices range from 800s to well over almost $4 million. So what's unique about it is it's so close to everything. I mean, you're minutes from the Turnpike and I-95. South Beach is 56 miles away. You're 20 miles from the airport. Palm Beach area, it's just great, but it has so many features and amenities that come with the HOA, which I feel is really low comparatively to high-end resort style communities.
Can you give us a little tour, show some, a little tour of Seven Bridges?
Yeah.
More the community itself first.
So this is kind of like an overview look of the community. You have the pool and clubhouse, which is 30,000 square feet. It has basketball courts. The outdoor pool is like a hotel. They have a pro shop they have 13 tennis courts with a pro shop. They have an outdoor kiddie park, water park, an outdoor area for the kids to play. It is a younger community, has a lot of young families, young professionals. So you see a lot of things going on there. You know, it's not geared towards the elderly for sure. It has their own massage treatment room, a sauna, indoor basketball. It's just gorgeous. It has its own restaurant in there, a lounge. You can't, they have classes every day, 4 or 5 different types of classes, yoga, spin, exercise, everything you can imagine is in this club. For the HOA fee per month is only $750, and it includes the landscaping, the man gate, and all the amenities at the club, which are free except for what you spend in the restaurant.
Is there one restaurant? It's one sit-down restaurant, or do they do like poolside service too?
They have a poolside grill area. They have one restaurant, and then they have a bar lounge area in the community. Let's see if I can get that.
So it's really a country club. It's amazing. That's $700 a month.
A month. So that's part of, you know, obviously paying for the gated community. It's very, very stringent security-wise there. And it also includes your landscaping for your property. And then all the amenities of the club, which is ongoing all the time.
There's no club fees at all?
No, that is your club fee. That's what's so unique about it. It's really high-end, has high-end demographics, but you're not paying a zillion dollars to live there.
And then how far are you like from, you know, downtown, you know, Delray and all that good stuff?
You're probably about 5-6 miles from downtown Delray, which, you know, Delray Beach has been nicknamed City by the Sea, and it has about 70,000 residents. It has a downtown that has upscale shops, fine restaurants. They have really good quality schools, and you're near everything you can imagine, and the beaches too. So you have beaches right there.
Of all the cities, it's probably like my favorite, like in terms of a street city to walk. It's one of those where you just walk the sidewalks and pick out your restaurant to sit outside or whatever. And then
kind of New England-y to me, which is what I love about it, because it's very quaint. You do have the beaches, the restaurants. People travel from Palm Beach and all the way up Port St. Lucie to go to Delray to walk around and go to the restaurants. They're all delicious. There's some that are on the water, some that are on the intercoastal. It's just very unique.
You know, but maybe, 15 years ago or 20 years ago, when we first moved down there, we used to go there at least once a month. We don't go as much now because we have so much of the stuff in Gardens and in Jupiter, where I live. But we still go there every so often, maybe once every 2 months, just because it's a different type of, vibe, and they have a lot of
vibe. Yeah, they do. And they have the tennis center where Chrissy Everett has her tournament there. So it's a world-class tennis area. They do have bocce that they play there. I mean, it's a really unique community. It's very quaint. Some of them have the old bungalow style homes, and you have the beautiful homes like GL Homes is building in the outskirts, so that you're not too far to go there and just hang out downtown. Like the old, like we used to do.
And I think we'll end up seeing more communities like this, where where you're getting your fees down, but you're offering a lot of the amenities where it's easy to meet people, and there's a lot of things to do right on, enclosed.
There's music outside. There's always something playing. It's just a very busy, safe environment too.
So, and you said there's 700 and how many homes there?
701 homes.
And then what are the price ranges of the homes?
Well, my particular listing that I'll be showing in a few minutes, it's the second to the lowest available pricing wise. She put a lot of money into it, but it's from, you know, the 800s to well over 3 million. And those are just starting prices, not even what people have put in as extras. So it's very high end. Beautiful. When you drive through just the property itself, when you drive up to the gate with the cascading waterfalls, and then you're driving by these, you know, mini mansions and mega mansions, it's just beautiful.
So show the house let's see the house that you have.
Okay, my pleasure.
And this is at 16256 Pantheon Pass?
Pantheon Pass, yes. So this is a 1-story home. That there's not that many of them in Seven Bridges, and so this one is really unique. My seller is very, very talented in design and colors, and she likes high-end things. So she has put well over $100,000 into the interior once she purchased the home as it was being built.
Okay.
So you walk up to the front area, the front door.
Just so everybody knows what we're doing here, Suzanne is, we're on Facebook Live, but she's actually not, we're doing a virtual tour, but, you know, to keep everybody, you know, our realtors and everybody safe, we're actually doing this from our own home. And so we're using pictures, in some cases video, to showcase the house. So Suzanne, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, go ahead. So anyway, you know, some of the features that you don't see in other homes, you have the, you know, the paver driveway coming up. This would be a wood door. She had it etched and put glass as you walk in. It's a beautiful foyer that you can see through the whole house into the back area with the garden view. You have the high ceilings where you can, you know, display your collectibles and artwork. Right behind me is this beautiful, she had this made up in North Carolina, and it's a barn door, because on the left as you come in, there is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath like suite area. She has the front room as an office that faces
back to when you walked in. What kind of floors does she have?
These are all porcelain tile, wood tile that she has done in a herringbone through the great room area and the foyer. The other rooms have the tile also. So the whole home is with this upgraded tile.
Okay.
This is the front office bedroom, the 4th bedroom, but she's made into an office. And this the 2nd bedroom. They're quite big. It's hard to show in these photos. And here's the bathroom. She made it larger, put a nice built-in vanity area with a special mirror that all us ladies love to have, in a linen area. So with the barn door, you can close that wall, and then you have like a suite with a bathroom, an office den, and a bedroom. This is the 3rd bedroom, which is off when you come down the foyer to your right. There's a full bathroom also for that bedroom, but it's also used as a guest bath if you're having company.
And this was built in 2016?
2017. So the roof is 2017, and all the appliances and everything. So it's got full impact windows. It's got the high ceilings with recessed lighting, extra recessed lighting, and there's views from everywhere. The dining room looks out to a little enclave, and that 3rd bedroom also has a slider that goes out to that. So you have some green area all the way around. This is her kitchen, which is beautiful. She has high-end lighting, gray Corian countertops, top of the line appliances. There's gas, so she has a gas cooktop, the double oven. You have the breakfast bar area. She has a built-in cooler. So it's fabulous. Just trying to get so you can see it all, but. And then it's open to a living area. It's an
open floor plan?
Yeah, so it's a great room effect. So you have the great room. You can see the kitchen in the back here, and it's a big sectional that she put in. You get a better feel this way. There's just windows everywhere, so it's bright. There's also a little eat-in area off the kitchen, so you don't have to do your formal dining. And then the master is all the way to the back of the home. It's huge. and has a his and hers closet, and also has motorized shades that she put in. And all the closets are done by the Container Store. And this is what they look like when it's empty. And you can move them around, but they're really high end, and it's got lots of drawers and hanging space.
The Container Store did all that?
Yes. So it's called Elfa System, and it's from Sweden, and it's very high end. So you have that in all the closets in every bedroom. This is the master bath, which is gorgeous. It has the porcelain tile. It's got dual sinks, walk in to the glass shower with double shower heads. And it's just beautiful. And it has this little area, vanity area also. She's pretty adamant about having a place to sit and put your makeup on. And then you have the outdoor patio. This house is also plumbed and electric for a pool. She did not put a pool in, but it's all ready to go. So if you want to put any kind of pool in, a small pool, big pool, it's all ready to go. You don't have to do anything. And it also has a whole house generator. So anytime we get to that season that we all dread, you don't have to worry about it here. And seating area on both of them. So that's pretty much the house. It's beautiful. It's high end. It's got everything. It's got an alarm system, a vacuum system, instant hot water feature, the kitchen sink. There's an outdoor shower. It's completely fenced in if you have animals. It's professionally landscaped. It's beautiful. We'd love for you to come.
All impact glass? All
impact glass. It was built in 17, so that is code already.
One of the nice things, if you think about it, when you buy a new home, I remember when we moved from Chicago to Jupiter in 2000. My mom said to me, everything seems to last 7 or 8 years in Florida. I don't know if it's the salt water or whatever it is. And but when you get something that's new or newer like that, you don't have, like, we have metal shutters at our house. I don't have to worry about that. And all your components and everything is up there. So your cost when you move in is minimal in terms of an ongoing, type of a, cost, and your efficiencies are, better when you're getting a pretty new. It's
so quiet too. And this house also sits, it's on like a corner. So across from it is all a berm so there's no homes across the street from you. So it's really quiet. And it's just maybe a 3-minute, you could walk to the clubhouse from there. You could ride your bike. Obviously you can bring your car, but it's a great proximity in the community.
Is there a rumor that Tom Brady is moving to Seven Bridges?
Well, I don't think so. I think he went to Tampa, unfortunately. So I think St. Petersburg might be. I might have to look up there for some property to sell.
For those of you who don't know, Suzanne's kind of a lukewarm New England Patriot fan.
Just a little.
All right. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you so much. And I just want to ask everyone to please stay safe, stay home. I hope you're all healthy and happy. And I know it's a trying time, and we really appreciate you coming out and looking at our open houses. So until I see you again, please.
Hey, Suzanne,
yeah.
Can you pop your phone number back on?
Yes, of course.
So Suzanne's at 561-719-8220, or Suzanne at echofineproperties.com, and you can call her, text her, or email you, and she'll be happy to show you Seven Bridges or any home. She's been doing this a long time and knows everywhere from Delray Beach, up into Tequesta and West Palm Beach and Jupiter and Gardens, really well. She's terrific. So we're going to go to Sylvia Isaac. Sylvia, you are on the spotlight. So Sylvia, tell us a little bit about your background and yourself. I'm making Sylvia do this. She doesn't like to, but just so you know who she is.
I hope this finds everyone safe and healthy. Hang in there, we can do this. So I've pretty much been in sales my entire life. Prior to real estate, I was in the wine business. I have a huge passion for food and wine, so that was perfect. I've moved around quite a bit. I was born in California, moved to Guam for the first 7 or 8 years of my life, and then pretty much grew up in Texas. Hook 'em horns, went to UT Austin, met my husband in Hawaii, and I lived in Hawaii on the Big Island for 12 years, and then we moved to Florida in '06.
So tell us a little bit, you're at Jupiter Country Club today?
Yes, so this listing is 187 Sonata at Jupiter Country Club. Jupiter Country Club has, gained in popularity tremendously the last several years because it's a non-equity club. So it has all the amenities that, people would love, but very low membership initiation fees as well as dues. Toll Brothers was the builder, and the homes are newer. The location is phenomenal. It's just off of Indiantown Road, just west of I-95 and the Turnpike. So people love everything that it has to offer. It has 2 restaurants, no food and beverage minimum, 2 pools, a state-of-the-art fitness center with a separate studio where you can take spin classes and yoga classes. There's tennis, basketball, pickleball, bocce ball, great social events, happy hour, wine tastings, burger night, Taco Tuesday, that kind of stuff.
How many homes are in Jupiter Country Club altogether?
About 550, I think 556. And then there are carriage homes as well, in addition to the single family homes.
What is a carriage home?
Their carriage homes are more like townhomes in terms of architecture. There's 4 units per building. They all have their own 2-car garage. And then there's different configurations and floor plans throughout the carriage home community.
And those are on Trasana, right?
Trasana. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you want to go into the home that you're highlighting today?
Sure. So this is 187 Sonata Drive. This photo shows the location, which is phenomenal. So as you can see in the rear, it's all lakefront views, golf views. This is the amazing sunset view from the rear. It is a 1-story home, 4 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, 3-car garage, open floor plan. I love this floor plan. It's the Castania model, which is very popular. So I'll take you into the home. They have a private courtyard entrance in the home. Here is the living room. A ton of upgrades. This particular home has really beautiful, contemporary, skewed more modern in terms of the finishes. It's got porcelain tile floors throughout. In this living room, they customized a bar. So you've got a nice wine fridge. It's a wet bar, nice storage. The kitchen is decked out as well with European flat style cabinetry, which is gorgeous. Quartz countertops. It's a natural gas community. This home has a whole house generator, which is amazing. I'll go over some of the key features in the home that you won't be able to see in photos in a little bit. But the kitchen is open to the breakfast nook and the family room. The kitchen has a reverse osmosis filtration system for the water, and the house has a whole house aqua soft water purification system as well. So here's the dining room, really beautiful light fixtures and chandeliers throughout.
What kind of floors does it have?
Porcelain tile.
Will they sell it with any of the furniture in there too?
They have mentioned that they are negotiable. So
okay.
Next owner could either purchase it unfurnished or we can negotiate some furnishings. So they had this beautiful media center on the entertainment wall customized. There's Dolby Atmos speakers in the ceiling. So it's surround sound. So grab your popcorn and have the most amazing home theater movie night. In the family room, you've got a ton of windows. So all the windows have motorized retractable blinds. So you can just use your remote to put them down or up, and you've got this fabulous view of the lake and the golf course. Tray ceilings, really volume ceilings in the entire house. So in addition to the 4 bedrooms, you have an office. Here is the master suite, which is expanded. There's a nice area where you can put a desk, which is what they did, or you can put a nice, you know, settee sitting area.
And it's peaceful.
It's very peaceful. You don't, what I love.
It even says so on the bed if you look at the pillow.
That's true. What I love about this lot is you don't see any homes in the rear. All you see is the beautiful lake view and the preserve. It's really, really tranquil and private feeling. The master suite has motorized blackout shades. The bathroom has a really nice walk-in shower with river rock flooring. I kind of liken it to a massage for your feet. Soaking tub, dual vanities, little makeup area.
Not a bad place to be quarantined.
No, and I think I did post this listing on Facebook, and I think, you know, it's a really comfortable spot to have to shelter in place. So all the guest rooms have walk-in closets. 2 of them have ensuite private baths, and 1 has a bath connected to it.
That's a lovely room.
Yeah, they're all huge, really nice natural light. They're very spacious rooms. So here's the cabana bath. All the baths are nicely upgraded with quartz or granite countertops. This one is the cabana bath with access to the pool. Speaking of the pool, it's gorgeous. It has a flush spa. There's a really nice covered patio area with the summer kitchen. And what they did something really special here in addition. So a lot of places, a lot of homes will have the motorized retractable screens. They upped it and added hurricane rated screens. So, you know, sometimes if we have to prepare for a storm, people will have to haul all their patio furniture all the way into the garage. Here, all you do, click of a button, close them all up. Just, you can leave all your furniture right there.
A hurricane would be welcome right now after this.
Let's just hope it's not bad.
Maybe it would blow away the virus.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So here again, here is a view of the lake from the pool area. It's a nice sized pool. Another view of the lake. Okay, so here are some of the things this home has that you can't.
Scoot over to the other side, Sylvia. No, oh. Yeah, keep going that way. You scoot your chair over all the way. There you go. Now I can see it.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah, you got to move the opposite. We're getting the hang of this. There you go.
Oh, okay. All right. So again, whole house generator, tankless water heater. I talked about the water purification and the reverse osmosis. It has a Remy Halo UV light air purification system, which would be awesome now because that you really like. They say that it can kill the germs and the airborne viruses. So that's a nice feature as well. They've got Lutron dimmer switches. They've got smart home technology with the Nest thermostats and doorbell and cameras. And again, it's CBS construction, built in 2016, all impact glass, and the home has solid core doors throughout, which was an upgrade with Toll Brothers.
So if you think about right now, because we have 2 of the 3 things that I think are really important there. We live in Egret Landing in Jupiter. So our water heater went out last year and we replaced it with a tankless water heater, which is wonderful because we have Sam who takes like 45-minute showers, and you can run with tankless. It used to be about 20 minutes and then, we would be out of hot water, and now you could run it all day. So if you have gas, it's wonderful. We also did the same thing. I just remember when you said that, where we did that with the the Halo UV light. It was an upgrade, and it kills viruses. I forgot about that. So The third thing we don't have, which is, is like the solid core doors. And I wish we did, because like when you're in this environment, you can hear through the walls when somebody's, on the phone sometimes if you're nearby, but you really keep, you keep the, the noise at a distance when you're all, especially when you're all living together, like this. And they're not that expensive to, to do a solid core door.
No, it's really nice upgrade. They didn't spare.
That's a lot of upgrades that you don't see, but they cost money and they're terrific, later on.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. So I'm gonna finish off with that beautiful sunset view.
Couple of things about, that are really nice too. The location of Jupiter Country Club is wonderful because it's right by 95 and the Turnpike. And that particular spot, if you don't know, off of Indiantown Road in Jupiter, the Turnpike and 95 run right next to each other. So that you could get on either. So if you want to go, let's say, to PGA Boulevard, where there's, restaurant after restaurant, or go to the mall, it's about a 7-8 minute ride on the Turnpike to go there. So it's really easy to get between either to the, from either getting to the airport in or all the restaurants off of PGA Boulevard, or if you want to go the other way, it gives you a head start to either go to, the Stord, or if you're going to Orlando, it saves a lot of time. The location's really good. You ever go to that park, Sylvia, right by?
Yeah.
My favorite, it's like I think it's the nicest park, Riverbend.
Yes, Riverbend Park is amazing. I'm sad that they had to close it because that, is a great place to ride your bike, a wonderful place to picnic. They have all these beautiful grass roof palapas where you can bring the family, ride your bike, stop for a picnic. People go kayaking.
There's peacocks and deer that you'll see. If you go in the morning, you'll see deer. But then they have these peacocks there, like right when you come, when you come in. And you can rent kayaks now there, can't you?
Yes, they do have kayak rental, and they upgraded where the front parking lot. They have a nice public restroom there. They really have done a lot. It's gorgeous, from the bridges and all the different paths. It's a huge park. I don't know how many acres it is, but have you ever been there for the reenactment that they do? Is there like a Civil War reenactment that they do like every so often? I haven't been to that one. I've done that in other parks in Florida, but not at Riverbend.
Yeah, that was like a battleground or something that took place in the, I think in the Civil War, in Florida. Anything else? And there's a lot of restaurants on Donald Ross or on Indiantown that you're right nearby. So it's location-wise, it's really, it happens to be a nice location. And it's, again, new construction, so you're not worried about all these other things. And what are the club fees cost there?
So as far as monthly dues, social is $311 per month. Full golf is $740. And the initiation fees are quite reasonable as well. Again, it's non-equity. So as opposed to some of the clubs where you have to pay over $100,000 for your equity initiation, there's our $18,500 for full golf and $5,000 for social. And the HOA includes a lot as well. So for single family homes, the HOA includes all the lawn care front and back, cable TV, internet, a land phone line, alarm system monitoring. There's 24/7 manned guard gate, and they also patrol. There's a lot going on there, which is why people love it. And it's a very friendly, laid back club. The people are very friendly. It's beautiful. And back to what you were saying about proximity to restaurants, you could go to Tequesta, all the restaurants and shopping in Tequesta very quickly, going up Island Way or Center, hop down to Donald Ross. I can get to Alton Town Center in less than 10 minutes. You can get to the airport, Stewart, Miami, an hour on the Turnpike sometimes. But then I think Brightline's the best for that these days.
And then, what are the initiations for golf or social?
So $18,500 for full golf and $5,000 for social, and that's a one-time fee. And then those other amounts were the monthly dues.
I mean, that's nothing compared to what's out there. It's all the other clubs are 100, really starting at 120, on up. So it's a incredible bargain. Originally, that club, came out of, I think they were starting building that like in 07, 08, and it was going to be a different club, and they changed the model, and it ended up being, terrific. In there, all Toll Brothers built, and it's one of the, most successful communities in the area. Sylvia, can you put up your phone number and everything so everybody can see, and scoot the other direction back?
Oh.
Scoot over to your right.
There.
I got it. I'm getting better at this. So you want to call Sylvia and see Jupiter Country Club, and she really knows, the Northern Palm Beaches really well. Does a lot of business and really all over, but Jupiter Country Club, all the communities on Island Way, Rialto, Sonoma Isles, and but just a wealth of knowledge and incredibly hard worker and good person. Her number is 561-371-6610, or Sylvia at echofineproperties.com. So Sylvia, thank you so much for the tour.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your Sunday.
Okay. All right. So we're going to switch now to Anne Simeone. Anne, let me put you on the spotlights. Anne, give a wave. Anne, put yourself off of mute.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
I'm Anne Simeone.
And give us a little, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I worked for the state of Connecticut for 35 years. I retired a few years ago now, and I negotiated some of the largest contracts for the state of Connecticut for our various universities, prisons, and hospitals. So I have a lot of experience in contracts and negotiation and getting things done as far as the meeting of parties and agreements.
She said, Anne's had, she lives in Ibis and knows that community. They've been coming down here, her and her husband, for 20, some odd years.
Yeah,
and Anne jumped into real estate and got going immediately. She's terrific to work with. She's a lot of fun, incredibly, her negotiating skills are very strong, and she's she's assertive, but in just has a nice way about her. So Anne, you're today at PGA National, and this is in Windermere.
Yes.
Windermere is there's 43 separate communities in PGA. There's 4,961 homes. PGA is a gated community, and we'll show some pictures later on. But it's gated from 6 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. at night. And then there's some communities that are gated within PGA, some that are not. There's custom homes, there's townhomes, there's single family zero lot line homes. So just a lot for everyone. Every home in PGA has a master POA that takes care of the security and all the grounds and parks and everything. And that's $750 a year. It's just a one-time fee. And then each community has its own HOA and everything. So Anne, tell us a little bit about Windermere, how many homes there are, and what the community's like.
Well, Windermere is a lovely condo. It's a 2-story with a 1-car garage, and it has 2.5 baths. And I'll start with an aerial view. This community here, it has a new roof that was put on in 2013.
Yeah, so the community was built in '87, and a lot of them at this point, the roof's been replaced. You don't have that expense. And I know in Windermere there's 132 homes altogether in the community. So and there's a variety of floor plans. There's one story next to you. That's a 1-story corner unit. Some are 2 stories, and then there's some 3 bedrooms in there too. Yeah. And then this one has a really nice private, park-like setting. That's more, that's very nature. If you want to be on the golf course, there's that too. But let's go back to the home that you have.
Okay, so this one was built in '84 actually, and it has the 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. I'll give you a view from the backyard. Very private gardens. Has a lovely courtyard, and these are hurricane impact sliders and windows throughout the home. And our seller had turned our courtyard into this lovely potted garden, great for reflection and calm. The maintenance is done every 5 years. They do painting in the exterior and also the driveways here at Windermere, and that's included in the HOA and POA. This kitchen has been completely redone in 2018. Stainless steel appliances, and the appliances have an extended 5-year warranty. Great black quartz countertops, really very lovely with the traditional white.
Yeah, and then the white is what you're seeing now in kitchens. By the way, we have Ann Grency's watching. Ann, give us a wave. Elmira, Kelly, Natasha, Pam Smith, Debbie Gross is watching here.
Oh, hi.
Rob Moore, Lisa Wilson. So we got a lot of, we have over 20 people right now on Facebook.
Oh, that's great. Hi, everyone. For anyone that knows me, you know, my husband and I have been coming to this area for over 20 years. And I think I have been to every single open house from Manalapan up to Stewart, as far as seeing all the communities that have sprouted up. I started in PGA in 2000. We started in Old Meadow Way and had another home in Monterey. And I just love PGA. There's so many offerings here. The homes are just wonderful, a style for everyone. It's just a great location. The location you can't beat, right on PGA Boulevard. As many of my friends know and have been down here, we've been to some of the greatest restaurants there, the mall. It's just a great location. And Windermere is kind of right in the thick of things. It's a great location. Here's another shot of the family room. And just beyond these 3 sliders are protected with armor screens, but there is a large Florida room, which I'll show you in a minute. So this is the TV area we have right here in the what we call the family room. Another shot with the stairs. It's a floating staircase to the upstairs. Great little dining room off of the kitchen here with some bar stools and counters. And this is what we call the Florida room. It's a great extension of the home. It's almost 300 square feet, which is not included in the square footage of 1562. So it's a great area. My client uses this as her office and also sitting area, which is really nice in the afternoon when the sun comes in, and just a really delightful room.
You'll get really pretty sunsets from where you're at too.
Yes.
When you get outside.
Yeah. This is the master bedroom. Hurricane sliders and a little, oh gosh, the name escapes me, as far as the sliders here. I can't think of the name of it right now. This is the master bathroom, subway tile around, new counters.
Yep, okay.
This is the spare bedroom. Same hurricane sliders. Love, very generous sized rooms, by the way. And this is the spare bath, just steps away from the second bedroom. I love the color there. Yeah, very pretty, very pretty.
What do they have? What is on the other side of the wall? Are those birds?
They are, yeah, very, yeah. And then there's a half bath downstairs. And actually this half bath, I wish I had a picture of the floors. They're the old traditional black and white tiles, really very pretty. You'll have to come in person and see. And this is an exterior view. Very, yeah, very lovely.
We do night shots or sunsets for each listing that we do.
Yeah, yeah. This home, if I may talk about some of the things, the enhancements that happened. The air conditioning is new as of 2015. The impact glass as of 2016. The tankless water heater. And of course the new roof. And the painting, it was just painted a few years ago. It's very crisp, clean. Just a lovely place. As a community pool, and the background is a private garden with a great sunset coming in the evening, and just a great area to sit outside here and just nature from the Florida room.
Yeah, Pete, the location of PGA, as well, you don't have to join the club if you don't want to.
Correct.
So like for this home, it's the HOA is $295 a month,
Mm-hmm.
which is nothing. And then you've got the $750 a year. So it's pretty cheap to live there. Taxes, for those you don't know, are about 2% of the purchase price, is usually what they assess it at. And they can't, if you're homesteaded, they can't raise your taxes more than 3% a year is how taxes work. And then if you're homesteaded, your first $50,000 is totally homesteaded. There's some other exemptions out there, too. So they take it off of the appraised price, which is usually less than what that total market value is. And then you get that first 50,000 off where they can't raise it much. So if prices of homes go up 5% one year, the max that they can raise you from that number when you start is 3% on a basis. There must be 100 restaurants on PGA Boulevard. So that's there. And then you can there's 4 restaurants in the resort that and Windermere, you really actually could. You could walk there at night if you wanted to and use some of the restaurants. So that's, that
yes,
part.
Very close. Yeah.
That part's really nice. And again, you're close to both 95. The Turnpike on the PGA side is right across the street, or you can get on also on the North Lake side. There's a short little distance and you can get on going that way. So it is one of the better locations. It's about 15 minutes, either if you want to go to the beach or get to the airport, or, just start going up north towards Jupiter or Stort, or easy to, to get on to, to Orlando. And, that's just a couple hours away if you want to take a trek up to Disney. Miami is about an hour and 15 minutes. The airport at Fort Lauderdale is about an hour. Sometimes we'll fly out of Fort Lauderdale, and then the airport at in West Palm Beach is about, which is a really easy airport to use. There's international and it goes everywhere. That's about 15 minutes from, once you get on 95.
Mm-hmm.
I can show a few.
Location.
Let me show a few pictures. Let me get onto the gallery view. I think I can. Let me put myself on for a second here. I can show you a few different pictures of, PGA. So that's the clubhouse in here. Let me scoot over here a little bit so you can see better. But that's the aerial view of the clubhouse itself. That's kind of the front entrance to the resort. And the resort is it's owned separately from the members, which is nice, because if you do join, the fees in PGA are really low, and they have both social membership or a tennis membership or a golf membership, but it keeps the fees throughout PGA low, and the membership costs are also low. There's 5 different golf courses at PGA. That's the famous Bear Trap over there. This was the Nicklaus inspired course, and then there's 4 other courses, but they play the Honda Classic. There every year, and we get everybody from Tiger Woods to Phil Mickelson, who, that are all residents here now. So a lot of the top 100 players all play. There's just a number of them that live in this area, and they live here because we've got all the boating in the area. So we have access to the Intracoastal, the water, and there's a lot of culture. And the Kravis Center is close by, and in Jupiter you've got the Maltz, and then there's just great golf in here as well. That's the resort pool at PGA that you can see. These are a lot of how the entrances, look as you go through in there. So it kind of gives you a little feel of PGA. They have 19. There's 19 clay tennis courts, basketball courts in PGA. There's all sorts of playgrounds, throughout the area. Here's a couple other views of the golf course. So that tells us a little bit gives you a little bit of a background of PGA National. And anything else you can tell us about yourself?
No, I think that's about it, but I just wanted to mention about PGA. There is a new investor that has come in, and is going to be doing a lot of the enhancements to the resort. There's a great buzz about that here. My husband did some marshalling at the Honda Classic. I got to see the game on the final day. It was really exciting. There's so many things to do here. This is a great house to start it in, and just a great location. And I can't say enough nice things about PGA.
Okay. Let me hang on one second here. And hey, Blake, I'm going to put you on for a second. This is Blake Tyson. Hey, Blake, what you've been servicing PGA. Can you tell us a little bit about it as well?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the big draw to PGA that you see over, you know, some of the closer located clubs, you know, Mirasol, Bound Isles, Frenchman's Reserve, is the equity membership option that you don't have to buy into the club. So you have these, you know, people want to live in this golf club community. They love the look, the feel, the Honda Classic. A lot of things draw people in. And also, you know, just the overall sense of community. You know, you have 42, different subdivisions in there, and ranging from, you know, one-bedroom condos up to estate homes. And so it has a little bit of everything for everyone. So you can start off small, and then you'll see a lot of people will, you know, stay within PGA. So a lot of sales that we do are residents that are upsizing from, let's say, a Windermere, going into an Eagleton, or maybe they'll go from Eagleton from a 0-lot line. They want a larger estate home, so they'll go into, you know, Preston or Marlwood or Berwick. And what you're seeing too is it's not just a lot of retirees and snowbirds. You're actually getting a lot of families. We're seeing a lot more of that come into the community as well. And there's just, you know, that big, I think, draw to the community. And then once again, going back to the fact that you don't have to join the membership if you don't want to. You can live in that atmosphere and enjoy everything that it comes with. And then if you want to join, great. If you don't, you don't have to, but it's close to everything. Your access to 95, the Turnpike. I live up here in Port St. Lucie. I just moved, but I've lived in the Gardens area in Tequesta and Jupiter for the last 8 years. And, you know, being able to jump on the Turnpike and get to where I'm at in 20 minutes takes me as long as I took from, you know, PGA to Tequesta with all the lights and traffic. So just being able to get anywhere quickly is a main, you know, draw to that area. Not also that, but, you know, you got the mall right down the road, you know, all the shops, the restaurants, everything is really within maybe a 5-mile radius or so. So I think that, again, it's all about location. And, you know, if you want to live in a golf community, a lot of people do, and they want security, they want to, you know, feel like the, you know, communities are well maintained. PGA does a really, really good job at that. And I think that's why you see the amount of people that come in there and they enjoy living there so much. And they're not moving, they're staying. If they do move, they're staying there.
Mm-hmm. They move to, you know, other communities, like you said.
Exactly.
Hey, Suzanne, what's going on with by the way, Kevin Rose, say hello.
Hey, hi guys.
Hey, Kevin.
I got to give a shout out to Ronnie Levine, one of my favorite all-time clients, Dean Stokes, Suzanne.
All right.
Professor Larry Schneider, it's actually a friend from grammar schools on the line. Hello, Professor. Suzanne, so tell me what's going on in the marketplace right now.
Well, I honestly have not seen a huge decline in it. I'm getting phone calls on listings. I have buyers that are still looking. I'm actually have some buyers that are probably going to make an offer on one of my listings and just utilize the fact that they'll do a extended closing time. And with our virtual, if it's a vacant home, we're able to go in and, you know, take a video or do whatever. So it seems as though, you know, obviously there's people that have to leave and some people that need to buy. So I think, you know, I talked to my fellow agents here also, and we're not slowing down. We're here to help, and we're following the CDC rules and everything that we do. So we're just being as safe as possible, but helping people move on to their next avenue.
Well, there's been a lot of movement from the New York area where people have been down here renting. and don't want to go back in there. So we've had a lot of scrambling with people whose rent ended, you know, at the end of the month, and then some people who would just rather be in the Florida market. So there's always movement, you know, going on in here. Anything, Sylvia or Ann, you've both been active, you know, during this time that you have going on? Yeah. Sylvia?
My activity is definitely slowed. I mean, I'm, you know, I've fielded some inquiries, but I've seen a dramatic decrease in, you know, buyer activity. You know, like what Suzanne said, I know, you know, certain people need to sell. That's why we're doing what we're doing now, to keep the exposure up. But I definitely have seen a slowdown. I mean, I've had some closings. I have, you know, a couple under contract, but those were set in motion prior to this.
Right. Yeah. Same thing here. It's interesting, but, you know, some people are active and some people are. I know the buyer activity, but I think it's going to be that way for the next, you know, 6 weeks, you know, or however long this, you know, takes.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are hot and heavy shopping online, but just not making any moves. So as soon as the smoke clears, I feel like we're just going to have people, you know, running to look at these homes that they've been, you know, ogling over, you know, online for weeks. So I have faith that it's going to come back, but I definitely feel like activity has been paused.
Well, I think a lot of it, like in real estate, is going to change. Like we're doing this type of, you know, technology and almost using, you know, this, like where we'll be having programming going on, you know, almost like a television, you know, station. So there's different things that we're adapting in this period because we're learning how to use technology completely differently that I think will be an advantage. We're doing, you know, there's some pretty cool stuff that we're doing with virtual tours where we're really using virtual to use it with the Oculus and with Google Cardboard. And I think the way people shop and for things and are going to change, and it's going to help. You still physically need to go to a home. I think we're all missing that type of thing, and people are social. And the home is something that you definitely need to see. But some of how we shop, I think, will change. And how are you seeing things?
I have seen a slowdown, but I'm still getting a lot of calls on my listings and appointments. It slowed a little bit more than a couple weeks ago, but I do still have some activity. I take, you know, very cautious when showing our homes, and I take, you know, steps to make sure that both our sellers and buyers stay safe with gloves and sterilizing all the surfaces and things like that, opening doors. So there's not much that you have to do. But
we do video on every home, so we have
absolutely
real video, which comes in handy, you know, right now, and we can do all that. And then if we show a home, you know, it's, you know, we ask our clients to keep their hands in their, you know, pocket, wear a glove, and when we're showing it, we're letting them in, so everybody is, you know, at a good distance, you know, from each other. Real estate, it is an essential. It was, you know, labeled an essential industry, you know, just because of the finance part of it, and people do need, you know, housing. So I'm gonna switch gears here. Thank everybody here who was on our show today, and you know, we're getting used to this new environment. So I brought in Kevin Rose, and I've known Kevin. I moved down here in 2000. He's the first guy who ever did an inspection for me, and still is. Kevin runs one of the most. He's with FBI. Has nothing to do with James Comey or any of those folks. It's federal building inspections.
Fidelity.
Fidelity building inspections.
I used to work for federal down south.
So by the way, how did you come up with the name FBI? I never heard the story.
This is a good story. I was in Michigan. I met this girl, and her father was a pioneer.
It had to do with there's a girl in this.
There was a girl involved. Yeah.
Okay.
So I fell in love with her. Got married. Told her I couldn't leave Michigan because my family was there. Long story short, we came here on vacation. Went to Boca. That's where he had his business. I'm like, wow, this is so beautiful here. And he said to me, hey, you should come out with me on a job and check this out. I think you'd be really good at it. So I went out. We went back home and moved the next year. to Florida. And I worked for him, helped him build his business to quite a large business, and stayed with him about 7 years. And then I went in and talked to him one day, and I said, hey, what's in store here? And he didn't have really a good answer. So I incorporated the next day, and I didn't want to stay in Boca because it had changed. So I drove all the way to Vero and back, driving down Indian Town Road on a Saturday. There's like 2 cars. I drive all the way to the beach, walk out to the jetty, and I'm looking around and I'm like, why is not everybody here? I did not get this. And I called my wife at the time and I said, hey, I think I found the spot. So and the next year we moved and established in Jupiter. So from then on, I love this business, take it very seriously. It's an important job.
What did you study in college?
I went to college. My dad was a dean of a college, so I got college free, you know, and I didn't take advantage of it. I went to college for about 1.5 years, just basics, and then I got involved in robotics. So I worked at GMF Robotics for. I started when they had about 90 employees, and I quit when they had about 500. And we used to route robots in from Japan. It was a merger between GMF, General Motors, and Fanuc Corporation. That was one, and I just had many jobs. So I was pretty much a self-taught person. I mean, I've done everything. I had a landscape company. I sold flooring. I've installed wood floors. I built houses. I had a property management company, and then I found this, and I just love it because I can help people, I can be honest about it, I can and I can make some money at it, and I'm actually helping other people too. I have 3 great employees. My assistant's been with me 25 years. She's awesome. Debbie Foreman, she runs the show.
I must have talked to Debbie 1,000 times, and I've actually never met Debbie.
You got to meet her.
We have to do that.
Yeah, she's the sweetest person I know. And then I got Adam and Ben, and Adam's been with me, I think 21 years, and Ben maybe 10.
Yeah, Adam's. I remember when Adam started, I just started, and he looked too young, and everybody would say, you know, so you had him grow a mustache? Or?
Yeah, you got to grow a mustache.
Yeah.
He looked a little older, dude, you know, because I had the same problem because I started when I was young and people were skeptical. But Adam, you know, he knows his stuff, and Ben's, you know, pretty much all their stuff is requests for them. The seller sees the job they do, and then they want them to inspect the house they're buying. So,
well, so you know, go into like what is your when you do an inspection, what does somebody get in a home inspection?
Well, we go in and we're visually observing the grounds, structural, roof, attic, pool, spa, that equipment. Of course, there's the air conditioning systems on the exterior, any plumbing systems. If there's a generator present, we would have, you know, if they would request that, we would bring in a specialist for that. All the appliances, run everything through their cycles, checking the electrical panels, plumbing, running all the showers, tubs, faucets. Of course, we're visually looking for mold, water intrusion. We have high-tech moisture meters. And if we do see something, then we do recommend further evaluation. Probably, you know, doors, windows, pretty much everything we can get our hands on.
GFCI outlets.
GFCI, they're on every report.
Yeah. So with Kevin, you get you're going to end up with a 130-page report, and there's pictures for every, you know, down to details and everything, and it's explained, and does an incredibly thorough job, and it's honest, and he presents it in a nice way I think your presentation is very understandable to people.
See, that's it. You know, it's my father-in-law sort of developed some of this, and then I one guy told me one day, he says, hey, if you see a good idea, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just make it a better wheel. And I did that with his report. And, you know, it's simple, but it's very detailed and it's easy. It's you don't have to try to decipher what's right or wrong. And we're always there to answer any questions about anything on the report, and we encourage that.
The Amazon guy just came and Chloe.
Love it.
Let's take a time out for a second. Chloe, easy now. Yeah.
Chloe. All right.
I think we'll do a quick little gallery so at least Chloe can say hello.
Hey, Chloe.
Dave is out to take Chloe. Dave, would you like to say hello really quick?
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Kevin over there. Okay, let's take her away. All right. Maybe we got some Purell. All right.
Hey, by the way, you said that we were this morning. We went out to Kai Kai Farms, and they have a very, very nice setup there. It's you know, you scrub down before you go in. You touch something, you got to buy it. But they have some beautiful produce there. So
Where's
I would
that?
Kai Kai Farms.
Where's Kai Kai Farms?
Kai Kai Farms, they provide a lot of the produce, like to a lot of the restaurants. Oh, thanks, honey. You can go to.
She's all organic too, and she's at our green market when we have our green market.
Green market, yeah. Thank you.
You can do
Nice save.
Order baskets and things like that from her, and she'll have it all ready. Whatever is available that week, that's what you get.
Yeah, we did that last year, and
She's still doing that.
She's still doing that too. Yeah, so you can do that out at the farm. It's about from here in Windsor Park. It is about.
Well, if you go 100 miles an hour, it's
it's like
they're all going to stop you going 100 right now. So it's the one time you could speed, do all this kind of stuff.
Right?
That's not true. Actually, I saw 2 cops on the way home from today.
That's for show.
Right.
So I wanted to have Kevin on, and you know, right now we're all in this quarantine state, and there's some things that like you really don't want things to break right now. Like we did our AC last year, we did our water heater, we have a tankless water heater now, which is great because Sam's home 40-minute showers. The water runs hot water, and we have our air conditioning has all the we bought it with all the extras on it for supposed to kill viruses and mold and all that good stuff in the air. But you get worried about does something break? You got to have people in the house. So there's a lot of preventative maintenance I would assume people can do, and wanted to go through what could people do to keep preventative maintenance now in terms of major things you could be looking at, and then what are some tips on how to fix things or in the house that you would suggest?
Well, it's the variable there would be your agility, and if you're physically able to do certain things, and the knowledge base that you might have behind that. I've done a lot of inspections for, like, say, an attorney, and he's like, what is that? What is a GFCI outlet? So things like that. But probably, Jeff, main things would be, easy stuff like change your AC filters. The AC filters, we write them up every day, dirty, clogged AC filters.
What does that cause, a dirty AC filter?
It causes the system to slow the air down across the coil, across the evaporator coil. It actually increases your temperature differential, which you don't want. So to cool your house too quickly, it'll slow the airflow and also make your system labor more. So it's just an easy thing to do. And people forget, they just forget. And probably, depending on how many pets you have and how much activity you have in your house. Once a quarter is probably good. You know, what I recommend to clients is check it after a month, check it the next month, and then you'll know, you know, when your filter should be changed. Some people in condos, once every 6 months is fine. Things like that. So, and another thing with the cleaning part would be your refrigerator. I just did ours a couple months ago, and right at the bottom, most of them are at the bottom. Some of them sub-zeros are their filters are up higher, or they're not their filters, but they're evaporator coils. And especially if you have pets, these coils get clogged with fur and dirt, and then that makes that system run a lot less efficient and labor more. So all you do is you take off your bottom cover. You could Google it, get a bristle vacuum brush there, and you just vacuum it off, and you've improved the whole efficiency of that component. Also, people are cooking a lot more. Like Gray, who was just in here, she cooks constantly, like salmon and different things. And we have a vented hood. Inside that hood is our filters. And I have to actually take them down if, you know, when the grease starts dripping from them, from the salmon, and clean them. So clean your hoods, clean your filters. I stick them in the dishwasher.
I was just going to ask you that, because I have those too. And what's the best way to get grease off those filters?
Well, you can soak them in some Dawn in this kitchen sink or something, depending on what kind of filters you have. We have actually dual filters. We have filters, the metal filters, and then inside there's these two filters that are connected to the centrifugal fan. It's the best exhaust fan made that I've seen. But yeah, I just put them in the dishwasher. I put it on super scrub, sanitized. I push every button there is that can be pushed, and you just run it through.
How about, like, you know, like major things I've always seen, you know, you don't want to have a mold problem right now. You don't want to have leaks. What can you do to watch, you know, do it? Yeah, there's some things people can do to themselves for preventative.
Yeah, that's a good one. And people can, probably the #1 cause of water intrusion in South Florida is sprinkler systems. And blasting against the house for 30 minutes every other day. It's been very dry, as everybody knows. So adjust your sprinklers away from the home. You know, that's easy to do by the time clock. You can actually have somebody fix them without them coming into your house.
We see that, and it's on so many reports, and it's an easy fix because the water is coming in from the sprinkler. It's going through stucco. Eventually, it creates a crack, and then we have to get somebody out, and they have to fill the cavity, and, you know, they plastic, you know, out that particular piece.
Cut out the drywall, put in the
everybody gets concerned about it, and it's not as bad usually to fix as it makes out, but it's usually the sprinkler head.
It is the #1 cause, Jeff. You're right. Yeah, and it's pretty easy. The other thing is the dryer vent. Now, some people have different. Some they go right out the side of the wall. Some they go up through the attic, out the roof, and some are wonky and not installed properly. But like I just cleaned ours out recently because I had an indicator that told us that it needed to be cleaned. So there's the newer dryers, even with your filter in the dryer that's clean, it'll tell you when your pipe is clogged. So it's a pretty cool thing. So whenever you buy a new dryer, make sure you have that. It's and
we just had ours clean. We were having a problem with our dryer, and we didn't realize it. And then the guy cleaned up outside, and the efficiency got much better. But we thought we were going to have to get a new.
It changes everything.
New machine.
Yeah. And it's a high fire risk, according to the insurance agencies. Also right now, usually we recommend people to change their smoke detector batteries every 10 years. Southern Building Code Congress International recommends that. Usually change them on daylight savings time every year. Now, a lot of the new smoke detectors are coming with a 10-year battery. So you don't do that, you just change the whole smoke detector. That's something that can be done. Very important. Also with the sprinkler system, Jeff, when you can, when builders build these houses, they put the sprinkler heads right next to the house. And then the landscape guy hits it or something, and then all of a sudden it's blasting against your house and you don't know it. And this is probably 90% of the homes. But you can actually have someone put soaker hoses in certain areas around the home and totally avoid getting your home hit by sprinkler heads. You can trim trees, bushes away from the home, keeps it from damage, keeps rodents away from it, bugs.
Yeah, we have ivy in our house, which isn't.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I've seen it. But as long as you can afford to keep it trimmed properly, keep it out of the soffit, that's the thing, is don't let it grow up into the roof or into the fascia.
Yeah, we have it trimmed all the time, but it's like that's our ivy in there. So we love it. We've been here for 17 years.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, I've seen it. You just got to keep it out of the roof and soffit vents. I've been in attics where there's like a tree growing in the attic. It's crazy. Went up right through the soffit screen and just growing in the attic.
Yeah, they just came here, so they did the the roof and they trimmed it back. But we got to do that every month or two. Any pictures you can show us or anything, or
Jeff, I didn't have the time to really go through that, but I will get that ready for the next show.
Can you show us your garden?
I could take you out and show you the garden. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go for a tour.
Yeah, let me see how to do this. It's been a process. It's been a labor of love. I gotta figure out how to switch back here.
So go down to stop video. There's like that little, don't stop the video, but you got that little caret, and then change it to black in the background.
Oh. FaceTime HD camera?
No. See, stop video, there's that little caret. And then you choose virtual background.
Virtual background.
Yeah, and then click that, and then there's one will say like none or black or something there.
None.
There we go. Now we got your view.
All right, let me get this out of here. So
I feel like a television
producer. She's in here. So anyway, I started this project a while back, and I've done the whole thing by myself. Let me see how this is working here. Okay, I got to do it backwards. Can I flip it? Like
I think so.
FaceTime.
You showed me yesterday. It worked.
Let me do it this way. So this patio used to be that red brick.
This is an Abacoa, right?
This is an Abacoa in Windsor Park. And so what I did is I put in these these are 16 by 32, 3/4 inch pavers. So they're really heavy. And I cemented them down here. I got to put that cement mixture together today to do the edge, but built this planter box. Let me see if I can get this better. Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine. We can see it.
And
okay, did you build that, or did you buy? Can you purchase that, or did you buy that?
I built it.
You built this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was and I pretty much just designed the whole thing and built I'm not totally done. I still have to do an end piece. You can see it leaning against there. But we got all kinds of cool stuff in here. We got all kinds of herbs. And I got to finish this end. I haven't finished this end yet. This has been the tricky part for me. I got to raise that door a little bit. and then cut in around. And then this is going to be all planter boxes too. All around. This will all look like this eventually. And Jeff, I'm going to come over and help you build a planter box.
Yeah, I'm going to need the help.
Yeah.
I can microwave popcorn. That's skill. SpaghettiOs. Very good with the SpaghettiOs and stuff.
I want one too.
So what do you have growing in there?
We got there's mint right there. Can you see that? Mint.
Yeah.
Mint. We got some dill, some margarine. I think you say it. Tarragon. What else we got in here?
Basil.
Basil. We got some
Parsley.
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 What's this stuff?
Thyme.
Thyme.
That's supposed to
Oh, this is cool stuff. Cilantro. And it's really hard. We've been growing these beets for a year and a half, and we just moved them, so they're a little shocked. But these things produce these beautiful, beautiful leaves that we use in salads all the time. And I think that's collard there. I'm not sure. And we got some, in this box, we just did this like last week. So these guys are all got some little lettuce going. And then we've always had a hard time with tomatoes. We got the saddest tomato plant in the world right here. And it has some tomatoes on it. Look, it's dying. Then we got some chives. Got to have some lemongrass back there.
Wow.
And so we're gonna create this. And down the side. See, this is where I keep all my stuff, all my goods, and then down.
You're really ready for the pandemic.
You know, I started way before. But down the side, these shrubs are coming out, and I'm going to have planter boxes down each side of the house, the nice little paver pathway, and then we're just going to grow like crazy. And I got this hose here. So I put a hose under this deck that comes up over here, this black hose coming out. So that's connected to my hose bib, which is all supersonic filtered water. Let's see if the garage is open. Nope. And yeah, so it's been a labor of love, but man, I tell you what, it's challenging, especially when you're doing it all by yourself. I mean, you know, a job like this, I mean, I would never do this again. I wouldn't recommend it. But I'm glad I'm nearing the end of the patio, because building the planter boxes, that's really fun, and planting the plants and getting all that going. We got a compost bin out there. Hey, what was really cool is we're researching, I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit. We were researching how to do a planter box, right? So Gray was doing most of this. And she's like, well, we need a layer of hay to put down in the planter box. I'm like, okay, so let's go get some hay. So we go out, we get 4 bales of hay, right? And this stuff is so messy. It's crazy. That it took me a half hour to vacuum the back of the Volvo out. And so we get this hay, and then we go to Bushel Shop. And Destiny there at Bushel Stop. So we're doing this planter box. She says, oh, don't put hay in it. She says, you want a mold factory? She says, they do that stuff up north to retain moisture. So I already had it laid in the bed, but I didn't have dirt on it yet. So I took it all out, put it in a big plastic bag. I still had 3.5 bales of hay. So I put it on Jupiter Buy, Barter, or Sell. So I get this guy, Brandon Luke. I mean, he's a country boy, and he got a farm out in the farms. Comes out and he's like, yeah, my long-haired steers are gonna love this. He says, hey, you need some compost? I'm like, yeah. He says, I got piles of it. and I give it away free. So that evening, he brought me over 3 50-gallon drums of compost. I tell you what, this planter box there's got to be 500 gallons of dirt in there. So much dirt. But that was a cool meeting, because now I have a compost, because that's what we used to do in Michigan. You know, you go down to the neighbor's horse barn, you'd fill up your trailer, bring it back to your garden, you'd till it in, and then you'd be ready for spring planting.
We grew up in Illinois, in the northern suburbs, and we had a garden. We were on like an acre of land, and we had tomatoes, radishes, corn, potatoes. It was great. It was great stuff. And I like to do something, because we don't have much land, but what you built there, we could do a little bit. We have bananas, which I can't wait right now for that.
I love those bananas.
Yeah, but it's kind of a neat time. You're spending a lot of time with family, and you're looking at little simple things like that. So there's some good out of this too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to change, like you said, everything we do and how we do it. You think it's making everybody think differently, and I'm not happy about it, but I'm happy about the time I have right now, because we've been so busy. But I think Suzanne said it earlier. When this levels out, get ready to work your butt off.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's going to go crazy. Yeah,
I think we're going to get a lot of northern movement. People who want out of the big urban cities, whether it's Boston or New York or Toronto or Chicago, and the tax system over here as well. The one other question for you, just the water heaters we had last year.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah,
we had a water heater leak from our second floor down to the first. My wife woke me up at 5:13 in the morning, and it was raining in 25 spots in our dining room and kitchen. So what do you need to do? And we had a home, I remember, it was a townhouse in condo in Frenchman's Reserve. And the week before closing, at the walkthrough, we had a problem, and the same type of thing happened. And those are really easy fixes. What should everybody do with their plumbing, to check plumbing right now? Because you don't want that to happen.
Probably a good idea. That's a good idea. You just check the top of your water heater, the fittings that go in. There's 3, one for your pressure relief valve. There's the inlet and the output. Look at those. There's a little plastic cap also on top of the water heater. That below that is your sacrificial anode rod. So if you ever see little driplets or a little condensation on that inside that cap, that means the water heater's leaking, even though it's not flowing out into the floor.
This is at the sacrificial nano.
Yeah.
I always check that, and it's one of my favorite parts of the water heater.
But it's like a magnesium rod that collects a lot of the impurities. So you can actually take it out and cut it off and put the thing back, or you can put a brand new one in. Most people just they last the life of the water heater, and you replace your water heater. But another thing on the water heater is what we've found, and I don't know, is the GEs have been probably the most prone to leak the most quickly. So if I was going to get one, I would promote a A.O. Smith or a Bradford White.
GE's making all the ventilators, so that's
they might do a better job. Might do a better job at that. I hope, because that's a critical thing. You can't have that fail. So,
how about the toilets themselves? What can you check to make sure that there's no
you could do the whole thing. You could get a flashlight and then just you look underneath the tank. There's some 2 little bolts. Sometimes you'll just see a little drip, and you can get that before it starts. in the shutoff valve, and where that pipe, the supply pipe connects to the bottom of the toilet tank. Just get in there with the flashlight, take a look, flush your toilet at the same time so you can see if there's anything leaking from the wax ring area. And then also, look underneath the sinks. A lot of people have a lot of stuff under their sinks and they don't know it till they got a little mold factory going on. That could have been avoided really pretty easily. And there are some plumbers out there that, are available for emergency calls.
Any other last pieces of advice for just maintenance on a home? And
no, it's that covers a lot of what people can do without bringing in professionals. You could clean your gutters, but then you got to get on ladders, and some people, you don't want to get hurt right now. You don't want to have to go to the hospital.
Ladders are supposed to be the biggest way people get hurt. I always heard. It's
huge. It's huge. More people get hurt putting up shutters than the hurricanes.
Are you guys doing inspections? If somebody just wanted an outside perimeter inspection, would you do something like that?
Sure. We're actually doing interior inspections too. We did inspections last week. We got inspections tomorrow. And what we have is we have respirators that we wear. And we've had these so that when we climb through the attics and stuff, we don't breathe insulation and anything like that. We wear gloves. We wear rubber gloves throughout the inspection and our respirator. So it makes people feel a lot more comfortable. They know we're being very careful. I know Ben did one recently for an elderly woman, and I think she asked him if he would wipe things down. So he went back and took Clorox cleanup, wiped all the doorknobs, all the faucet handles, and she was thrilled.
When somebody's doing an inspection, you're going to run all their appliances and
everything.
And so it's a good time to get a load of laundry done and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, we always ask, if they want to do it, we don't like to waste water or energy for that matter. So yeah, we're always for filling up the dishwasher, filling up the clothes washer, get a load done. We don't do any ironing though. So you're going to have to handle that part yourself.
But you'll bring some spices over. little thyme and stuff.
Yeah.
Radish.
Little thyme, a little basil. Yeah, we're going to have enough, Jeff. I'll have some for you.
All right. And if somebody wants to get in touch with you, what's the best? What's your phone number?
Yeah, that's a good thing. No, this is how I would like to do it. If there's anybody out there, anybody that has a question or needs help with something that we can be of help, I would prefer an email to fidelitybuilding@bellsouth.net. That's how long we've been around, bellsouth.net. So it's fidelitybuilding@bellsouth.net. And Debbie, my assistant, she's the one that will review that, send it to me, put your phone number on it, and then I can call you. So we're available to do that for anyone out there that needs it.
I'm just doing it right now. fidelitybuilding@bellsouth.net.
Yep.
And
leave your name and phone number
to Debbie.
Forman.
I just have Debbie.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And I think I can do it. Fidelity Building Inspections. Debbie, may I help you?
She's listening to you right now.
Is she on?
Yeah. I told her, I said, you got to get on there and listen. I know people love her. She's exactly what you feel when you speak with her on the phone. She's just one of the most beautiful people I know.
Debbie, we're getting together. We got to do a happy hour, or maybe we'll do a Zoom happy hour. We did a Zoom. Our office did a Zoom happy hour this Friday. It was fun.
I'm into it. We crack a bottle of wine about 6 o'clock or so, and so I'm in.
Hey, Andrew may have a question.
Sure.
Andrew Levy.
Hey, Andrew.
Let me see. Got a question here. Hang on. He's texting me.
That's a smart guy too.
Andrew?
Oh yeah.
Andrew knows a little bit about, he knows a little bit about everything, all sorts of oddball facts.
He's a smart dude.
Andrew, hang on. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
He's got question mark. But he liked it. He said he liked watching today.
Cool. Yeah, this is fun, Jeff. This is very, very interesting that we're, actually doing this, and it's the future for a while. Yeah.
No, we'll do some other stuff. We'll do another one of these. We'll talk about what else is, what else is out there. We'll go back.
Sure. Well, maybe by that time too, I'll have some pictures and stuff put together to show people what we find or what they can look for, and also any responses that come in from this to us.
Yeah, we've got a couple of sales meetings during the week, so we'll talk about it as well. And this is great.
Yeah, good job.
So I put Kevin's contact information. It's in the text, and we'll make sure it's in all the different threads that we've done. But it's Fidelity Building.
Fidelity Building
at bellsouth.net.
Yep, that's the email, and the website's just fidelitybuildinginspections.com.
Okay. So Sylvia's left us Blake for Blake Tyson, Suzanne Slate, and myself, and Kevin Rose.
Yeah.
Everybody give a wave.
Thanks, Kevin.
Signing off from Echo Fine Properties.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Good to see you guys.
Be safe.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.